I'm also wondering, like, are you related to another community in USA? Because I see some of them.
We are the Red Indians. We are the ones that.
Okay. No, I'm saying like there is a group called I think
Deep down.
Black Israelites.
No, that's racist. But we are Israelites.
Okay.
But when you say black, that
No,
means there's a
it's
white
just-
country.
I'm not being racist. Like,
Correct.
No, you know. It's just
correcting
correct.
you, I'm
What's right is right.
makes sense.
So if you say black,
Yeah.
that means you're making color
Oh,
a priority.
yeah.
How do you feel about the Nation of Islam? It's an organization in America.
How do I feel about them? I mean, I feel like they're the true Islam. Because the white man come and he takes everything. He takes Jewish, he takes
Yeah, give thanks, give thanks. No, keep
he
going,
takes,
keep going.
he takes Judaism. So the black man, what you would say, I'm a black man,
Give
we have
thanks.
nothing. No heritage, no money, no food, no basic social system to look after our own people. We have to depend on the crown
It's almost like you are not allowed to,
We're
create.
to look after our own people. We have to depend on the crown.
It's almost like you are not allowed to,
We're
create
not
it.
allowed. We're not, because it was
Yeah.
taken from. If we are allowed, they would have to give us back what was taken. Just like in the museum, it's all black. There's nothing from Arabia or nothing in the museum.
But this is what they try. This is what the statement is. If you know right, you have to stand. You have to stand. You can't move. You have to stand on your. This is what the statement is. If you know right, you have to stand. You have to stand. You can't move. You have to stand on your. You have to where you are, which is right. You have to. That's where you have to lay.
I love this brother. But
Yeah?
I don't remember.
I know,
but
I know.
I do love what you're doing because what?
No, because I'm dealing with straight family.
So
It's
where's
like
your team?
family
Where's your
bloodline.
team? Where's your team?
Yeah.
Where's your team?
Some, like I say, you know how I go. Sometimes, as the one that has the most responsibility, I have to continue doing my right thing. Because, like I say, it's just about making sure that if you're doing right, you just keep going. But the right people will come. Like I say, look, the right person. It's just the right people would start listening. Some people, because they've been programmed to be listening to so much wrong, that's what they're used to, and if that's your habit. Your habit will go to order the wrong things, wrong food,
The
wrong
first
everything.
ones, you know the
Listening to so much wrong, that's what they're used to, and if that's your habit will go to order the wrong things, wrong food,
the
wrong
first
everything.
ones, you know the Englishman, he can identify the foreigners come over here.
They don't even
and
know that.
can't identify the white man's wrong. So
Because
you have
they-
to keep teaching them again.
It's true. Because they don't even know the language,
They don't know the language, the basic why we're here.
the history, none of these things.
So when I see like
Go on.
Arabian people, Iraqi,
Do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I'm on TikTok live.
telling them again, like, sister,
Yeah, no, I'm just sharing because
just
Also, do you upload it then?
no TikTok.
we're not just here.
No.
Not like a YouTube channel.
We have to
No,
go to
yeah.
the white man to get
No, I've just started.
job center. They create these things
If you
for
see
us.
this,
They create
if you
for
see,
us.
you could go on my my
I don't have TikTok.
no, you could go on my exactly. You could go on my website, and if you go to the bottom, you will see like my social media page.
Not climb up the social ladder.
You see my social media page, and you could go on YouTube, and you will see that, and you see
They come, they bomb this
my live that I do. Yeah,
They kill
no
us in
problem.
Germany,
No problem.
They kill us in France, they kill us everywhere. But then when they kill us now, they put themselves in our position. And then they rewrite the story because they have the power to do so.
You know, war can change anything. War can
But they can't
change position, change
They
everything.
can't
War.
change those in Iran or Iraq without first destabilizing their.
Exactly.
So they would move Saddam from his place. Because Saddam, nothing was wrong with what he did. I don't believe that anything was wrong with what Saddam was doing with his people. And it would be an
Can I ask
in-house
you a
thing,
few more
right?
questions?
Of course,
I'm
of course.
really curious. So,
Why not?
You said the correct term was Moorish, did you say?
The correct term,
Yes. So,
black. Yeah,
election,
yeah.
they-
Because
They're
what
not
about like
left to deal
men like
with
Genghis
their
Khan, for example, or
America,
Alexander the
England,
Great?
they said, "Oh,
Yeah.
we're gonna deal with
So
it." Then they take you.
Genghis Khan, like they used to go by their dynasty, Khan in it. So
Then they take you.
Genghis Khan, like they used to go by their dynasty, Khan in it. They say Khan in it. So Khan is a dynasty. Yeah.
When you study,
Alexander, they say they're Roman, but that
Macedonia, yes.
Macedonian, yeah. But like I say, they themselves, because to identify yourself as more, you're using nobility, right? You're being a noble. That word is noble. So if you're not like up to that nobility, they'll identify you by your clan. Just like you'll see different houses, yeah. So like these are all your houses that could identify people that are from the house. They may not identify them by color,
Right.
but they'll identify them by the house. But these will be Moors because
Are
Including
you
the
from
house
one
of
of these
Windsor.
houses?
yeah, Windsor, yeah.
Your house of
Because
Windsor.
look, in the where I'm from, yeah, there are 3 counties: Middlesex, Cornwall, and Surrey. In Wessex, yeah, and Mercia, there are Middlesex, Cornwall, and Surrey, yeah,
Where are you from? Sorry if you don't mind.
Jamaica,
Jamaica.
yeah. So all the settlements, all of the courts, all of the treaties is tied to the island because England is not in Europe. You know that, right?
No, they don't know.
That's not mainland
They don't.
Europe. Yeah.
No, England is in the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, it's not mainland Europe.
It
yeah.
is the closest island in the Atlantic Ocean that's towards Europe. But the Atlantic Ocean is one family ocean.
Yeah, it's not mainland Europe.
It
yeah.
is the closest island in the Atlantic Ocean that's towards Europe. But the Atlantic Ocean is one family.
And dash him in the wall and just say fucking cunt. You know what I mean?
But that's always based on education though.
Knowledge, yeah, ignorance.
You understand? Because when you're wrong, you could be wrong till you're mad. And that person that's wrong till they're mad, they don't have no boundaries because they're wrong. And they're wrong till they're mad, that means they will do anything. Like I say, just like you have people that are so wrong that they will blow themselves up. They're wrong. So you could be wrong till you're mad. And if you're consenting to wrongness, you could be also wrong till you're mad because you're consenting. That's why majority of people in England, their attitude are silent. They don't speak because they're wrong till they're mad. They can't speak. They're dumb. You understand?
I was gonna say, if there was if anyone stood up for the black people throughout their struggle, he would have been in history. When Churchill and all of them were, and Oliver Cromwell, when they were going on their rampage, there was no one to stand up to them and say this is wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Oliver Cromwell.
So does this mean that the House of Stuart was originally black?
That's why
Yeah.
I said. That's what we keep saying to you.
That's what I was saying. Look,
King James,
Yeah.
the Honorable King James, is a black man like me and him. But what they do, the white man, they tarnish his name, tarnish it to the point where we ourselves would say, that's not us.
but that's why Putin brought out the picture.
Oh no.
I love us.
I would
You
never.
enemies as well.
No, you're not enemies
I would
to
not.
us. No one is our enemy.
Some people may not, like I say, everything requires more knowledge, more right, yeah?
yeah.
So I would ask you where you're from. So I would say, all right, you might be this, your first parent might have been black. Get it? Your first, not dark, yeah?
Yeah, all right,
Remember,
this is how it would
I
be.
might,
Alright, this
because
is
just
a
to
white
trace the
man, right?
lineage, don't it?
If he's a white, he's obviously a white. If I ask him a few questions about his past,
Yeah, exactly.
and my past, and he's like, oh, fuck what happened in the past, I don't care, let's move on, then I would see where his mindset is.
That's
but
true.
if he apologized, if he sincerely apologized and recognized what his forefathers did to our forefathers, not what his forefathers done to your forefathers, maybe there's no record of that.
Yeah.
But there's record of what his forefathers did to mine. Yeah? Vice versa.
But what about people like us then? Like, is there any way for us to be better?
Where you
Like,
from? Where you from? Where you say us?
I'm originally from Bangladesh.
Bangladesh.
Yeah, but Bangladesh people are originally from Ethiopia. Because again,
So I can be like.
but you have to but you have to change, you have to trace your lineage though.
Okay, so if I can't find it, then I'm Ethiopian. Would I be black, despite my current skin color?
You
Can I
have
claim to be black then?
to claim.
No, I mean, like, can I
Black
say
is like,
You
black
just-
is what you see in the prisons.
No, you would just be in it. You would just
You
be
just
who
be
you are.
who you are. You must have a history.
Because it's not even about. And look, the color
We had a kingdom.
the color is real, but it's about right and wrong though.
127.
Because you could have, like I say, if you're not educated, you could be a wrong person. You could be, even though you're the way you are, you could be representing yourself wrongly. You could represent your people wrongly.
We know,
So it's
we
about
know.
the right and
It's
wrong
one
person.
kingdom.
But some people,
So it's one kingdom,
because
like
they're right,
Great Britain.
yeah, because
They always
they do the right thing. They're not seen by their colors. They're seen by their righteousness.
conquer the
Innit?
world.
So if you do right thing, that's why it's so important because if you do right thing, you're gonna see him by your righteousness. That's why it doesn't matter if you're black or white. If you do right, yeah, you will see him right. You will do your right.
You was on my. Oh no, that's not you. That's not you.
No,
They must recognize me because I know this.
During the Bengal Habshi dynasty. Habshi dynasty.
I know that guy.
I'll add you.
Jai people. Jai, walk on.
Go and talk to your
Jai, walk on. It's the rejected. Walk
Talk to
on.
your people.
Walk on, Jai. We at Speaker's Corner.
So see, Putin, right?
Thank you.
It was very nice talking to you.
Respect. So you guys are from Bangladesh?
Gallery of Christ, yeah?
Yo!
Jai, walk on, Jai.
Yeah, like the same. And you see, what Putin revealed, like I say, they were more darker skin color, right? So those said people are decent people. So these said people are the Windrush people, but these are the said people that Putin has revealed. Because we don't know, these people have been talked about, so we don't know about these people. But they're the same people because they could, these are my lineage, we could trace our lineage back to the same people that Putin has revealed. But these people are being done wrong in this country where, like, we are national to this country, but due to foreign policy, yeah, due to the wrong administration, like they are being affected. Just like again back there, due to the wrong portrait, they're being changed. So again, the wrong people always gonna change what's right. So, but the government has accepted that they're wrong. They're giving them compensation. That's why Putin now is following based on the government accepting their wrongness and doing things correct. So he's trying to make it correct as well. That's why he's revealing the collection that he has. So he's trying to make sure that we get the right education because the wrong education has ended us up right here so far. So if we continue going on that way, you're going to see where it's going to cause more wars. That's why war comes in. When you're wrong and everyone else is wrong, it causes conflict. There is no one to make it right. That's why the emperor of Ethiopia came to the United Nations because the wrong was so much taking place that again everywhere was war. Where again people of peaceful or rightful ownership, they were being also invaded. So the emperor stand up to show that there is a universal declaration of human rights that everyone has the right to. Yes, yeah, and that there, because obviously he was in the right and he was the most rightful one that was most responsible, he made a recognition. So that developed to this day that government has recognized that, because Russia was one of the government that recognized again the rightful king, because there's right kings and there's wrong kings. Yeah?
And that is a fact, my friend. And you
Like
are an
Ethiopians,
idiot.
like us, like myself, like I say, these people are the said people that Putin has revealed, but because we don't know the history of it, we don't know who are they today. So
I've defeated him again, people.
Okay, so
Bloody word.
just to understand, so Putin has revealed that a lot of the people of the Windrush
Generation,
generation
yeah.
are like descendants of these
Yes.
important people,
they show that,
but we don't know that.
But they don't know history. They show the original. They show the other portrait of those descendants.
So like Elizabeth I is mentioned there. Like,
So
what's
based on the wrong government that for this to happen, because they came here, so we was removed from here in 1689 due to the war between the Ottoman Empire and the Christians, the Crusade and all these things. So in 1689,
What do you mean by patronizing?
when you say we?
When they say this looks patronizing, what do you mean,
Yeah.
Phil?
The ancestors of those people.
yeah, some ancestors.
Keep sharing
We
the
was here,
life.
That's why
Then
we
you'll
was
be
here
patronizing us.
So before England there was Wessex. So we are actually Wessex. Yeah, we are of the Kingdom of Wessex, and there's Mercia. Yeah. So Kingdom of Wessex and Mercia, that was our settlement. We came from Granada, from the Kingdom of Granada in in Spain, and the Iberian Kingdom this was a part of the Roman Empire. That's why Septimius Severus, the Roman emperor, which is a Libyan from Libya, came here, and he settled there with all of his family, and that's why you can go in Cumbria to this day. You can find a stone that's saying the Alician Moors was here, because it was part of there was a Alician king that came here. That's why you can go to the city of London and you can still find the wall of Septimius Severus. But in the VMA, or the British Museum, their portrait is limestone, so the portrait will be white. So they don't know, because if you don't study the history of him, you'll think that's how we look. But he's again a Moorish man. Yeah.
So Septimius Severus, emperor of the Roman Empire. He was Libyan.
Yeah.
Was he black?
Yeah, Libyan is black.
Yeah.
They're North African.
And he had black people settled in Wessex.
Yes.
What is today like England?
What is today? Yeah, England, and what now is Britain.
Yeah. And they, before they left,
So
they were kicked out.
No, so due to the war between the Ottoman Empire and the Christians, if they weren't converted to either Christian or Islam, they would either be killed. So there was some, like, we were of the house, so they say, this is the act called the Claim of Rights. It tells you that we were removed through the Papal Bill. But also, it said they did it for, like they say, they did it for goodwill. But there's something called the Common Good Act that leads to the Removal Act, to say that for our own safety, they're going to remove us to the other parts of the island to keep us in the realm, because England is not in Europe, it's in the Atlantic Ocean, and the Atlantic Ocean is a realm, like a dynasty of one family. That's why there's island that is there. It's the kingdom, right? So because they didn't want us to be affected, they moved us from England to the Caribbean island due to war. But the said wars
was that to prevent
killed,
from having to choose between Christianity
and protect the children as well, exactly. So
also, it was the people who were ruling what was like England at the time. They were the ones that made the decision that we're going to move.
So though the servants of the king, because usually if you go in parliament, they're like the servants, the ministers, right? That administer the king. Because we are left, the children are left like vulnerable. So they say, because our king's gone to war to fight, and their servants left to look after us. So they say, for our good, for the children good and the family good, they have to remove us to the Caribbean, so we're far away from the war, because England is a war-torn country, like it easily get invaded. So due to that fact, we was removed from the foundation, far away from the war, because England is a war-torn country, like it easily get invaded. So due to that fact, we was removed from the foundation.
I don't want the
Mimi, you're too beautiful.
Please,
It's live anyway.
Yeah, I know, but
What the
2020,
here, they are
said that they don't want to do the
people. If they see it different, they will say it.
So
it's not in the right
so
thing.
the reason why, because the government knew that they did wrong, because they wasn't the right government. They didn't know about their history, So the history is embedded in laws, because again there were so many foreign invasions based on King George V. King George V is from Germany,
I know.
Luxembourg.
There's a train station named King George.
From Luxembourg, And remember, because they're in England, there's something called the Act of Supremacy, where it says Parliament as the supreme power due to the fact of the bloodline that's coming through Parliament, because again, the first people that ruled Parliament, King George, now King Edward, majority of people don't know that King Edward is called the Black Prince. And in those times, it was an offensive word to call, again, a noble black. So his original word supposed to be in
Thanks for the
Moorish
likes.
Prince.
Thanks for the likes. One world.
There was Moors that came.
Get us
from
up to 1,000 likes. Get us up to 1,000 likes.
This was a part of the Roman Empire.
Thank you.
No problem. Libya, no problem.
Keep tapping the screen. Get us up to 1,000 likes. That's
Right,
it.
Libya, I said Libya. But-
Thank you, One World. You're doing a great job, man.
Libya. So across the north, across the Sahara, these are all more. That's why, again, you have something called the Iberian Kingdom. These was the Mediterranean kingdom, yeah? And all of these Mediterranean kingdoms, like I say, started from Egypt, from the River Nile, all the way down from Upper Nile to the Lower Nile, and it spread throughout the Mediterranean. And they also then spread into Spain, yeah. They spread into Spain, and again, because England, you have certain like Canary Island that comes up, they spread into Spain, and again, because England, you have certain like Canary Island that comes up. No problem.
I see good discussion. Happy Easter. See you in a bit.
So, because again, we already had maritime, we already had ships before, again, what they educate us as slavery time, because Mansa Musa from Mali, again, his brother Musa Muhammad already traveled with about 4,000 ships across the Atlantic Ocean. Musa Muhammad already traveled with about 4,000 ships across the Atlantic Ocean.
What is your presentation about?
Because it's about Windrush generation, and Windrush generation are basically British nationals. They are the bloodline of England. These are the rightful people that Putin, see the picture that Putin revealed. These are the exact people, but we're not being educated. And due to like people that Putin, see the picture that Putin revealed. These are the exact people, but we're not being educated. And due to like foreign policies, about 55 have died. But if the government is wrong, then what the government has been promoted over the years is embedded in the people now, so the people don't know what's right about these people. They don't know the foundation. So obviously that is, even though they have already accepted their wrong, the people are still walking around with that said mentality, and they're not being educated, they're not being helped to better have a fairer environment. So that's why even Putin, based on this British government making a correction, Putin is trying to bring out the right. So it's just that, again, as you can see, when wrong things are happening, it's going to even get worse. Things don't get better when you're doing wrong, it gets worse. You understand? So to stop that from happening, because these children are dying, like literally don't even have a chance to this day, like because the wrong things are happening, everyone's being affected. To stop that generation from continuing, someone has to correct it. And so you can see governments now, to stop that generation from continuing, someone has to correct it. And so you can see governments now are trying to do that, but it's affected the lower people so much that again, they have to be educated properly so that they could know, okay, they could know what's right from wrong. So it's just that it's my responsibility because that is my family member. I know because I know. You may not know because you might not be privy to it. You get it, you might be deprived. So you're just thinking, walking around like, okay, I don't have no blood, I don't know where I come from, and that's why majority of people go through like problems because they don't know, like they feel detached. You get it? That's a part of psychological development. If you're detached, that means you're deprived. You don't know certain things, and that could lead to you doing something wrong, like discrimination or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's important then to educate you to have a better reason, be more right. You understand? Because it's about right. Because you can't, if you're doing wrong, you're not going to be able to change your direction if someone that knows right come and show you that, right, like there's another way, like that might not be correct. Look at this way. Understand? To give you another example, right, come and show you that, right, like there's another way, like that might not be correct. Look at this way. Understand? To give you another example, so that the more examples, the more right you can be. So that's why, obviously, the educational system don't provide for this because of the present people that are in power. Just the wrong people that are in power at the moment. Because if the right people, we wouldn't be in this type of society that's going on. It would be people that are in power at the moment. Because if the right people, we wouldn't be in this type of society that's going on. It would be more protected. And people would, they didn't identify people as race, they identified people of their house. where they come from. You understand? So